Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Brooklyn Prepper. Now that the rapture's behind us, and Planet Nemo, the fish, didn't smash into the earth, right? We could get back to worrying about FEMA camps and the dollar crash and solar flares. So here you go. I'm going to show you how to make some FEMA camp solar flare candle holders. They look nice, they're decorative, and they can light up your house when the dollar tanks and you have no more money for electricity. Here we go.
Oh, here we go. It's a showdown between Geminis. Someone's going down, but it ain't gonna be me.
Okay, guys, what I got going on here is the ones over here. All I did was cut an old tree in my backyard and I made the candle holders out of them. It was just a matter of cutting them, a little sanding on the top, and using the drill press to cut the holes. Okay, this one over here, right, is just a plain block of wood. This one is just plain block of wood, and what I did, I finished that one with I think it was a cappuccino stain and some satin. I put a satin finish on it. All right, let me pan around. Okay, the ones in the back, right, which ones I really like, these guys back here. These guys, I have an old barn on my property up in the mountains where my secret bunker is, right? And this was beams from the old barn, and they look really nice. Especially if you got that old-fashioned country look in your house. These go well in the house, but you can't find aged wood. You can't make aged wood, so I really like these. So I didn't do anything to these. I just cut them, put my holes in it, and the candles, and that's it. All right, and the same thing that goes over here. I got another block of wood. I did this with a red oak and nice satin finish, satin gloss finish. I like satin. I don't like things too shiny. They look gaudy when they're too shiny, but it gives a nice finish to it, and I like the red oak also. And then I started making these little guys. I'm going to show you how to make this in the video. I'm going to show you how to make this guy here. See, the little guy here is just some wood I had laying around the house, right? It was a flat piece of wood. I don't know what it is. It's 9 inches, and I think it's like an inch and a half high, or maybe a little more. I have no idea. Right? I'll measure it later. But anyway, this is 9 inches long, and it's like a low-profile candle holder. Looks really nice. It would look nice on a desk or a shelf and everything else. And these are just all tea lights. These tea lights can burn to up to 4 to 5 hours. That's what it says on the box. And I had these tea lights lit before, and they do last a really long time. So in an emergency, if you need an alternative light source, right here, you can have your decorative candles, and you got plenty of light, and these candles are really cheap. So you could buy, I think I bought 500 candles, and it came out to like $46, and that's with shipping. So they're fairly cheap. They last a long time, and you could buy a lot of them. You probably could get them cheaper elsewhere, but the candles I bought are a little bit higher quality, and they last longer than some of these knockoffs you got. Like, there you go. But this is what I'm going to show you how to make. It's quite simple. Let me show you the tools and how fast it takes to make them. It's like the hardest part of making these candle holders, right, is the staining, waiting for the stain to dry, and then putting your finish on it. That's the hardest part, is waiting for these things to dry. But here you go, the FEMA camp candle holders. Let me show you how to make them. Okay, guys, first order of business, you're going to find a piece of garbage wood you got laying around. You don't go out and buy wood for this project. You can find them. You can find scrap wood anywhere. Anywhere. You can even go to like a lumber yard and ask them. You could pick through their scrap wood, and they'd be more than happy for you to cart some away. But anyway, this piece of wood I had laying around the shop here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a 9-inch candle holder that can hold 3 candles nicely. I have some holes in this wood, so I'm going to get the middle piece, get my 9-inch mark. I'm going to get it from here, measure 9 inches. And what I'm going to do is just cut my size. Right? Okay, your next part you want to do is you want to measure your piece of wood you got. This is a 2.5 inch piece, right? So that means my center is 1.25 inches. Right, so I'm going to mark my center at 1.25 inches. So I can have my straight line going down 1.25 inches. There I go. I got my straight line down the center. So now I just can mark off where I want to drill. Okay, now I know where my candles are going to go. I just make a little circle on it, so I could guide my my hole cutting bit. Let's get to the hole cutting. I'm telling you one thing, you guys are in for a big treat today. This is my brand new drill press. My other drill press is up in my country house, and I got sick and tired of carrying them back and forth, so I bought a brand new one. It's a Roby. Hey, let's do an unboxing. Why not? Let's do an unboxing video. Okay, this is my unboxing of my new Roby drill press. I did the knife thing already, so I don't get no fancy knife to flick. You know, when they're doing those unboxings. Alright, what I have here is a handle and some knob things and this thing. I hate unboxings. This is stupid. But anyway, I'm going to show you how you do it on my brand new drill press. It wasn't that expensive. That's why I bought it. Okay, the first thing you want to do, you want to drill a hole. You want to drill your hole, right? You want to try to get it perfect so the candles lay nice and flat inside your hole. So that these candles are, I don't know, they're about a 1/2 inch, you know, a 1/2 inch deep, or maybe a little more than a 1/2 inch deep. But you can't really go by measuring. You're gonna have to go down with your drill press, right, until you get the exact depth that's good. And then on the side of the drill press, on this side of the drill press, you have set knobs that you could just bang them out. Once you get your first depth all calculated, then from there you just set it all, tighten everything up, and then you just could bang as many candle holders as you want out, especially Fema candle holders. You know, because you know in those Fema camps it's going to get really dark and you know, and scary. Okay, I'm going to back off it, right, and I'm going to put a candle in. See, it's the rim sticking up a little. I got to go a little deeper. I'm going to go a little deeper until I get it just right, and then I'm going to lock everything in. Ah, perfect. See how it's nice and flush? Now I'll just lock that depth in, and I just could bang out the other two. Alright guys, see now I drilled a little hole in the center, because now if your old candle does get wedged up in there, what you do on the bottom, you take a little anything and you can pop it right out. Okay guys, so do that to all your candle makers, even the big fat ones. After you make your, see how they get stuck, these the metal tins, you can pop them right out. After you make your major hole, then you're going to cut a little pilot hole in there so you can have something that can pop your candles out without like trying to dig it out and you're scratching all your wood up and all that nonsense. Guys, another little quick tip. See all this stuff? I saved this. And you're going to get a lot, when you're making these candle holders, you get a lot of these really fine shavings from the hole cutter. This stuff makes great fire starter. I'm telling you, because you know, during like a solar flare event, you know, we have to feed our families. We're going to have to be able to make fire really fast during all that fear mongering stuff. All right, so this makes, no, Seriously, it makes great fire starter. Alright guys, your project is almost done. The last thing you're going to do is you're going to sand it. When you're sanding, guys, you're going to use an 80 grit sandpaper. When you're sanding these projects, you don't want to fine sand them because you are putting stain and you're going to put a lacquer on them. So 80 grit leaves it like porous enough so the stain can absorb into the wood. And there you go. There you go. You got it. It's all made. It doesn't take much. Now you're going to choose what kind of stain you want. You got red oak, dark walnut and stuff. I'm assuming you guys know how to stain something. I use clear satin stain. I always like satin. I don't like that glossy look glossy looks good on some things, but like on stuff like this, I like that dull look, and it looks really nice. And here's your finish you get with the satin. And believe it or not, this is one coat of satin finish. Right? So I only put one coat of satin. I sanded it with, you got to sand it with really, really fine sandpaper. What grit did I use? Hold on. I use, 600. I use finishing 600 grit sandpaper. I do it after my first coat. I give it a light sanding. I put another coat of the stain on, not the stain, the satin polyurethane. That's it. It's 2 coats. It's like maybe a coat and a half. You don't need much on these. You don't go. If you want to put 3 coats, 4 coats, that's up to you. If you want a more look. But that's all I did is put 2 coats of polyurethane on it. All right, guys. I hope you guys do this. It's a fun project. It really looks cool in the house, and this, like, the blocks like this are really modern. Right. Don't forget to put your little holes in the bottom so you could pop those candles out when you're done. But there you go. It's not a hard project, and have fun with it. I did. Now I'm making candle holders out of everything. Like, everything I got around my house has a candle in it now. But anyway, and the other good idea is get the old, like, see how I made those the little what do we call it, the pieces of hold on a second. These things. What I did, I found a nice tree in my backyard. It was an old tree I cut down. It wasn't even really a tree. I think it was like one of those really, they call them pop-up trees or something like that. It's more like a weed. But it was nice. So you cut a couple of different sizes, and it's the same concept. Just drill your hole. The only thing you can't do with these things, it's hard to make the pilot hole to pop out. But, just be careful taking the candle out. But these look really nice too. So, make candle holders out of everything. I got a candle holder on the top of my helmet now. But anyway, guys, live for today, prep for tomorrow, and have fun with it. Take care, guys.